Hi guys, this is David. I just want to do a short review about Milla in Freedom Planet 2. Played a ton of her in Freedom Planet 1, a few hundred hours doing speed runs with her. So I thought it'd be kind of a nice thing to go over how she plays in Freedom Planet 2. So let's just start off with her basic kit. She has her shield back, so you'll notice rather than her slow burst, they give her a lot faster, so it's a little easier to use it as an attack. It doesn't have the reflective properties it used to have. The burst itself, the shield does, but the burst used to be able to deflect projectiles too. No big deal. I think overall it's well improved. Her flutter is back, though if you notice in that top right, it does have a gauge now. So once you run out of this meter, no more flutter jumping. Not a really big change, just in few circumstances you can reset your flutter with your shield burst. There's kind of a like exploit you can do with sort of give you infinite flight. With the meter that's not there, but not a big deal. She now has an attack. This 3-hit combo isn't really any good, but when you're jumping and dashing, you get this buzzsaw, which seems really nice when I'm so far using it. Very cool. Definitely like that. Biggest change to her is her cube. They added a guard button, and when you hit it, it summons a cube. When it follows you around, rather than Milla holding it, not being able to grab anything, or just sort of sinking, not being able to flutter, she can basically do everything she normally does, and it's there for you. And when you hit your attack, you get your shield burst. They added, you can now do completely, vertical directions now. You won't be able to do that before. You only had diagonals. As far as the shield bursting, it feels very similar to the old game. It does seem a little bit different. I don't know if the diagonal bursts really have the same oomph they used to. It does seem, and also, the shield burst itself seems a little bit smaller than it was before. Could be that I'm just, maybe it's just zoomed out a little bit, but it does seem different, especially like the momentum before. The old shield burst, if I had a little bit of momentum going down this, it would change it a lot more. You basically just bounce up, and this, it doesn't seem to have that as much effect on momentum, but she does still feel pretty close to the same she was in Freedom Planet 1. Her spirit is definitely there, so you can basically chain together shield bursts like this. Still need to work. I haven't learned the stage that well, so nothing spectacular for me yet in terms of speedrun times. But like I said, she's this is kind of similar to how I'd play her in the old version of Freedom Planet. They run around, shield bursting. Of course, I can summon a lot faster now, which makes it a lot easier in some ways. So that's, I think this overall, it's a really great improvement to Milla. They retained the spirit of the character, while at the same time, I think really making her a lot more accessible to other characters, especially with all the attacks you have. Before Freedom Planet 1, unless you're really good with the shield bursting and you really knew the enemy's pattern, it was really hard to take enemies down, despite the fact that she could really rip them right. But that required, again, a lot of experience, and she felt extremely different from the other characters. At least, in this version of Milla, she could basically you could basically play her like, you could play her like any character in the game, like Lilac or Carol, and, still do fine. Whereas, Freedom Planet 1, she was nothing like it. Especially, again, fighting enemies and bosses. It was, totally different technique. So So this I think it's gonna bring a lot more players to her. I noticed, not just in their Steam forum, a lot of people complaining, forums are slow. She's none of those things, but she takes so much work. If you're not willing to put in the effort, I mean, she is boring if you don't know how to play her. I think this is overall it's a nice balance. At least for me as an older player, I still feel like she still has some of the things that made her Milla. She has that spirit, being able to chain shield bursts together. I still haven't gotten used to this map even here. But once you shield or chain shield burst together, it feels really good, really rewarding. And that's another thing that was so great about playing Milla. It took a lot of skill to really get those down, but once you did, it felt like you were rewarded for it. You could really fly like no other character in the game could. And you've seen the boss, especially I really like using the sort of shield done with the cube. But, the super shield first. Come in the buzzsaw. It's a lot easier to fight enemies than it was before. That's really cute. Love that, but
mission complete.
So as you can see, I think it's gonna be a great change for her. Now we'll have to wait and see. It's still we still haven't seen the other stages. I haven't really had a long time to play with it, but I'm really impressed so far. First impression's great. I think we're gonna see a lot more Milla fans than before. But at the same time, again, they kept the spirit of the character. They really kept the mechanics of the character intact. So overall, great job, My Galaxy Trails, and I'm definitely looking forward to the full version coming out whenever that is. So thanks, guys. So hopefully once I get the route and some more practice, hopefully I'll post a few speed runs of Dragon Valley. So look forward to that. Alright guys, thank you for watching. See you later.